Well, tell me who you are, a little bit about your journey, and how you came to be where you are now.
Thank you for having the conversation. It's great to be here. I'm Shilpa Bhandari. I am a growth and transformation executive. I'm a senior partner in IBM Consulting. And when I reflect on my journey, I think it's a journey that's really underscored by working with clients and teams from over 30 countries, underpinned by really extracting and elevating the value through consulting and services. Been in the industry for over 20 years and really have had the opportunity to work in roles that have the full stack of what one would call technology, services, and consulting, right from hardware to up, the infrastructure applications, and then, the business value from a line of business perspective.
Yeah. And what kind of work are you doing right now? What are the main emerging areas you're seeing from your vantage point at IBM?
Absolutely. So in my role today and the work that we are doing with clients, I get a chance to spend a lot of time with clients who are the C-level, whether it may be a CIO or a line of business leader, or even a CMO, or even a CIO. And when I look at what are the common threads in each of these conversations, I would say 4 things emerge. Number one is there is a clear excitement as well as need for speed to seize the moment with AI or Gen AI. There is no doubt about, this is top of mind conversation and dialogue in each of these, roles. The other thing that I see is there is a clear recognition that there has been, quite a bit of experimentation, and now there is a shift towards moving from, pilots or POCs or MVPs to at scale implementation. And the third thing one really sees is there is also a recognition that what took organizations to experiment and to build more confidence through these small scale pilots is not going to be the same road that takes them to at scale value. And the fourth thing is a recognition that people and talent has to be truly at the heart of seizing this moment.
Yeah. And you talk about human-centered AI transformation. Like, what does that look like?
That's a great question, and certainly something that is, top of mind for me in my role, and also the work that we do, as IBM Consulting. Most of the time, when you look at transformation and you look at AI-led transformation, the by default place where a number of these conversations start is, how do you do work today?
Yeah.
And in a human-led AI transformation, that may not be the best place to start. A better place to start is to think about how should this work get done if you were to want to eliminate friction points, have it done in the way that you were extracting the most value from that experience. So it's reimagining a piece that should really be the starting point of a human-led AI transformation. Once the reimagination is done and there is a blueprint around that reimagined view of a process or an interaction, the second step then is to really build the bridge to what skills today exist in the enterprise or the organization from a human perspective, and how does a human plus AI value in that reimagined business process or interaction look like. And then the third element of that, which again makes it by default human-centric, is to then assess what are the skills that can be reskilled or retrained. What is the skill gap that exists in the human capital? Where does AI come in and really enable, accelerate, and help leapfrog? And there are clearly going to be some areas where there is a gap, where the reskilling or retraining is not going to work, and you really need to bring some new skills, whether it's human or digital, into the organization. And then finally, in this approach, it's really important to keep at the heart of it all the stakeholders that this transformation is serving. At the end of the day, every organization has clients, whether it's external stakeholders, internal stakeholders, or both. So very important to not lose sight of the goal for each of the stakeholders in this transformation.
And is there anyone you think is doing this really well right now?
That's a really great question as well. I think we all recognize that we are in this journey of an AI-led reimagination. And certainly everybody is learning. But I would say that if I take two examples, right? One certainly of IBM itself, IBM's AI-led transformation and reimagination has been something that we call as Client Zero. And it is truly driven right from the top. And it has been one of those highly agile, fast-paced transformations that has given us true business value, that has allowed us to reinvest that business value in the business as well as in our clients. So we certainly think that with the vision right at the top, it is one of those areas that we believe that we are clearly right in an advanced stage. And not only has it focused on the typical focus areas from AI, which is technology and the CIO organization, it is quite pervasive, whether it's the CFO, whether it's the CMO, whether it's the CHRO. We have applied AI to each and every functional area in the business. If I look at the industry that that I serve and I'm very close to, and in the tier one institutions, financial institutions, clearly Citi is an example of a bank that is taking an all-pervasive approach to AI and not just focused on any one functional area or only technology. And I'm watching that very carefully, and I think that they're taking all the right steps.
Yeah. So for industries like financial services, which are heavily regulated and deeply risk averse, how do you build organizational trust to create AI change at scale?
That's a really, really important a consideration as well as a challenge for the industry. For financial services, and certainly for any regulated industry, data is at the heart of any transformation. And certainly for an AI-led transformation, the four elements are of the data, whether the quality of the data, where the data resides, the systems in which it resides, how the data is available to AI or human plus AI to make decisions, and then how that entire process is compliant with the regulations that the industry has to abide by. I think data truly is the foundation of deploying AI at scale. The second element of this is clearly, for any financial institution, is their risk posture and rethinking about how to measure and govern risk and the risk appetite of the firm as AI is getting applied to all, all areas, functional areas, as well as within technology. So having a very comprehensive approach to risk and AI governance, I think, is the second pillar. And the third pillar is fundamentally how work gets done and the underlying systems, which is both the infrastructure as well as the entire software development lifecycle that is that is getting reinvented with AI. And the term, of course, that we all hear about is agentic. It's not just AI, but it's really leveraging the agentification and the agentic workflows to fundamentally accelerate the software development lifecycle while modernizing the underlying infrastructure. So these three, I would say, are the key considerations when financial institutions are looking at deploying AI. And I would probably add the fourth one. The fourth one is, setting the standards within the organization and with the ecosystem on what those guardrails are going to be as, the institution and the partner ecosystem works together to deploy AI at scale.
Yeah. With AI touching everything from compliance to operations to marketing, what new people-centered challenges start to arise?
There is no doubt that AI is touching and will continue to touch all functional areas, all elements of an organization. It's very important to recognize that in this hyper intense time of change, there is going to be organizational anxiety, and underlying that is, the human anxiety. So recognizing that this is a change at a pace that has truly never happened before in the recent times is a very important aspect of recognizing the challenges that come with it. The other aspect of challenges are there is this feeling of being left behind. So organizations that are not truly launching programs that look at where the workforce is in terms of skills that are needed to work with AI and to embrace the new ways of working and provide the enablement that is necessary at all levels and frankly all roles within an organization are going to realize that they have a workforce that may truly be willing, but really does not have the enablement that is needed to take them to the level of working with AI. So that's the second challenge. The third challenge is keeping the focus on client value. We are all inundated with so much of information and content on a daily basis. And this industry is changing, not every month, but every day. So while keeping pace with innovation, but not losing sight of why organizations exist. They exist to serve their client, and really directing these efforts to generating client value is going to be another challenge that organizations face.
And who helped you rise to this level? How do you pay it forward?
It's been a journey, and the journey continues. I think there are many aspects of my career journey, and I would say, in hindsight, strategies that have helped me continue to be in this momentum mode in my career. If I were to name a few, and let me just probably name 5. The first and foremost is I have always kept clients at the center of everything that I have done. It's in any role, in any industry, in any geography, in any country, we are all serving our clients. So keeping clients at the heart of all efforts and changes has been sort of pivotal in my career journey. I would say number 2 is I realized early on that player coach as a mentality and as a leadership trait is something that comes naturally to me, but it's also something that has kept me on the edge of learning. And frankly, it is one of those traits that I've learned to practice even more and more. So in a player coach mentality, you are obviously guiding the team, you are leading, but you are learning at the same time. I think that has been sort of the second element of my career trajectory and growth. The third element has been, clearly being surrounded by mentors and sponsors, as well as teams that have been extremely passionate about the vision that one has built and extremely committed to it. So I would underscore this point by saying having passion and having a shared passion and drawing on the advice of mentors, sponsors, and even one's team. And finally, it is very easy to be extremely solution focused, right? As an executive, we are always trying to solve for something. And what I've realized is that while solutions are important, understanding the problems is even more important. And throughout my career, and certainly as an executive, I have really doubled down on getting a deeper understanding of whatever that challenge may be, whether it may be, an internal challenge, or it may be a challenge, with a client situation, or a broader challenge. So I would say those are the 4 strategies. And I would say the 5th one is always having a positive attitude. The glass is always half full and not half empty. There is no doubt that there have been very tough situations, whether it be roles that I've taken that I was probably 50% ready for, or being thrown in situations where there was no playbook that existed. But having a positive mindset and approaching every situation with that positive mindset and learn attitude has really helped me come where I've come so far.
And how do you pay it forward?
Paying it forward to me is very important, and it's deeply personal. I make a conscious effort to put a certain percentage of my time towards paying it forward initiatives. One of the ways in which I do that in all the roles that I've played, I have been very active in supporting employee resource groups or BRGs. And not only lending my time in those activities, but in many cases, even advancing or broadening the agenda of these. I also believe that a lot of help can be provided at what one would call as a mid-career professional level, certainly for women, because we do have a set of challenges that all happen around the same time in one's career journey. When one is building a family, if that's the choice one makes, one is, strengthening one's career position. So I have focused a lot of my effort in what I would call as the mid-career trajectory and enabling that. So mentorship and giving time has, been sort of the area of focus there. And the third aspect is really learning, right? I think in many ways, learning is also paying it forward, because learning by design makes you a very active listener, and you are learning from everyone that's around you, and then translating that into actions that you can do to pay it forward.
How do you hire? What do you look for in people to join your team?
When I hire, I look for, first, I would say 4 or 5 main qualities. Number 1 is passion. Passion is, to me, is a high level of energy that is unsurmountable, and it is something that one brings to every conversation, to every situation. So passion is truly important when I hire. Number 2 is, along with that, a high degree of openness. And openness is, again, I interpret openness as openness to listen, openness to take feedback, openness to learn, and openness to be curious. This truly makes a big difference, especially in times like now, where the pace of change is just so high that we all need to be truly open to many things. So that's number 2. Number 3 is a level of optimism. And optimism is really an attitude. There are many things that are always going to be wrong, whether it's in an organization, whether it's a big organization, a small organization, a startup, or a big firm like IBM. But optimism is an attitude that helps you harness what is working and then bridge the gap to what may need to get better. So that's quality number 3. And number 4, I would say, is an element of fearlessness and self-confidence. And that, to me, is extremely important because I'm looking for people who don't always want to be right. They should be able to say what they're thinking and be able to obviously substantiate that with their thought process. And confidence and fearlessness together really provides for that level of exhibits itself, right, in solving problems.
Yeah.
So those are the 4 main qualities that I try to look for when I'm building a team, or whether I'm hiring internally or I'm hiring externally.
And if you were graduating college this year and you didn't have a job, what would you do?
I'm the mother of a 17-year-old son who is going to college soon. And before I know, he would be out of college. So this is, again, a great question and hits home. I would say that my advice would be the following. Number 1 is being out of job, whether you are out of college or you have 10 years of experience and you don't have a job, it's very normal. So the first advice I would give is don't think of it as a burden, right? Because that's going to change how one processes that situation and the mindset in which one is. Number 2 is we live in a world today where putting your skills to work and showing what your skills can do, whether it's pro bono or paid, it should not matter, is really important. So keep yourself in a situation where you're applying what you learned, and look for ways in which, whether it's pro bono, whether it's projects in your alumni network, in the network that you've built, where you're actually applying what you learned. So that would be advice number 2. Number 3 would be rejection is the foundation of acceptance eventually. So if you've had 50 rejections, it is but natural to be disheartened, but do not let that fade your energy. It's only a matter of time when the right fit for what you bring to the table and what the opportunity at hand is will happen. So be persistent. Do not let rejection, fade your energy, and let that become the foundation for you to eventually succeed. And number 4 is be lighthearted. I think that it's very easy to, become serious or think like the world is closing in on you. But one of the best things about youth is lightheartedness. Take things easy. That doesn't mean that you are not sincere, but when you're lighthearted, there is a sense of being able to do things that sometimes doesn't come with loaded experience. So keep that lightheartedness, and again, bring that forward in whatever interactions that you're having in how you're seeking work.